We are live. What's up, everybody? Investor Thrive Nation. This is the Payneless Flipping Podcast. I got a guest on here. You guys don't even know how lucky you are today to have Nathan Hardy on here. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, for everybody, if you don't know who Nathan Hardy is, he is a rocker. He's a legend, and he is would you say the lead guitarist, lead singer of Microwave? Is that right?
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. It's an honor. It's an honor to have you on here, man. And a lot of people are probably like, what is a rocker doing on an investor podcast? Well,
we
I'll
all
tell
got
you guys,
to invest, we all got to invest our
we
rock money and
got to invest your rock money. And for everybody, if you don't know about Microwave, go check them out. They got some sick songs. And I was just going to show this guitar. Everybody, I got this guitar. Nathan, he said it was all right. He says it's a nice guitar.
That's a good one. That looks like a sick guitar.
Sick. All right, man. Well, everybody, we got Nathan Hardy on here because I've known Nathan Hardy my whole life, pretty much. We grew up, we wore pull-ups together. Remember that night, dude?
Yeah, we had the Huggies.
We did a sleepover once, and I was embarrassed. I was rocking the Huggies, and then he's like, dude, you wear pull-ups too? And I think we were like 10 years old or something.
No, we were like 14, bro.
Yeah. But hey, it just shows you that even if you're rocking the Huggies at an age that is a little old, you can still make it in life.
Yeah.
So everybody, we got him on here. And the reason I bring him on here is because the goal of the Painless Flipping Podcast is to show people that in order to succeed in life, you got to go through some pain, but you can avoid that pain or as much of it as possible if you just learn from other people's experiences. So today we're going to learn from Nathan Hardy's experience of how he started rocking out in his bedroom and with his guitar. I remember that day when you were rocking out. You said when did you get that guitar?
I was in 5th grade and I got a guitar for Christmas.
There you go.
I just kept playing.
Just kept playing. So we're going to talk about how he got started rocking out in 5th grade, just kept playing. And now where you at right now, brother?
I am at the Greek in Los Angeles, not for my own show, but with my girlfriend is merch managing for Wise Blood, and they're playing at the Greek tonight, which is that venue from the Russell Brand movie.
There you go. So he went from rocking out and his guitar to hanging out with his girlfriend as she sells merch.
which is even more highly regarded,
I love it. Well, we want to talk about your journey of the persistence of going on. Because, dude, I remember from rocking out in 5th grade to keep on playing. Then you rocked out in high school, and some people were probably like, "Yo, why is this dude selling CDs? Ain't nobody gonna buy his CDs," or whatever people were saying. And you just kept going, bro.
I feel like I wrote a lot of real bad music for a long time before I was able to write something that I actually like.
Well, this is the thing, brother. The music, I totally get that, but the persistence is amazing, right? Like, you probably could have given up anytime, right?
Yeah.
What kept you going?
I guess there's just not anything else that I care about that much.
Yeah, you like it.
Something. It's this or just like sit around and do nothing and try to move out to the woods and grow food to survive or something. Like an office job, I feel like I would get bored really fast, and so
your options were rock out or grow food in the woods just to survive.
Those are the 2 options. Yeah.
Well, I think that's an easy choice. You got to rock.
I'm still on the grid, trying to exist in society as a rocker.
I love it, bro.
Maybe one day I'll be off the grid, move down to Mexico.
I think it's a goal of all of ours to get off the grid, or at least know we can, to survive. For me, I'm like, I'd like to know that I don't need to survive off of, society. I'd like to just be able to survive off of like chickens or something.
For sure.
Hey, man, chicken is good. So, Nathan, tell us a little bit. Let's take it back to the beginning, man. Do you have any stories or anything you remember from your journey about getting started? Anything that was difficult in the beginning, or was it all easy?
I mean, I think for one, I've always had a lot of like performance anxiety, like being nervous about going on stage and everything, especially back when we first started my current band, Microwave.
You were nervous, bro? For real?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just it's always nerve-wracking to go out in front of people. It's probably more nerve-wracking when you're a young band and you're going out to play for like 14 people, because it's really just you and them just sitting there staring at each other.
And if one of them leaves, then you're like, dang, there's only 13, dude.
Yeah. Like 8% of the people just left.
Yeah, that's some quick math. I know you're good at math. Well, dude, what's really interesting is like you're extremely smart. You on the ACT or SAT you did really well. Like, tell us about it. You
I
did
got
well.
on the ACT. I did. I was good at school. I think I really didn't enjoy school. I feel like you might not have enjoyed school that much either.
I don't know. Well, it broke up when you said what you got in the ACT or SAT. What was it?
35 on the ACT.
And what's the highest you can get?
36.
Oh, you got a 35 and you're like, nah, man, I'm a rocker, live in the woods.
I went to college for 2 years and I was like, this is not for me.
Well, bro, you're at BYU, and I think you had a roommate that was putting sticky notes on your dirty dishes, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he was not liking my lifestyle. That's for sure. I was like, bro, I'm just trying to be a rocker over here.
Just trying to rock out, and he's like, dude, you're gonna have to do those dishes, or I'm gonna put them on your bed.
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
I wonder what that guy's up to, bro.
I wonder, yeah. Mac Lips. Cool dude. Cool
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Shout out to him.
Mac Lips too.
Yeah. His name was Mac Lips.
Yeah, like LIPPS.
That's a good rocker name, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, man. So you did really good at school, and you probably could have been anything you want. Well, you could have been anything you wanted in the world, but that just wasn't in the world of, like, I guess, work in the traditional sense. Let me be an accountant or whatever. Was there anything that you were sort of interested in while you're in college, or was it all kind of forget?
I thought about going to school for audio engineering, which I actually do now. I record bands and I have a studio built out of my apartment and stuff. And I recorded all of our new record that's going to be out soon and stuff. And a lot of our last record and whatnot. So
That's amazing.
I kind of have ended up pursuing the thing I was going to go to school for anyways, but I just kind of taught myself at home and like watched master classes and stuff. I've been doing that for like 8 years or so now.
Oh, dang.
Something like that.
So I got two questions from that. One is, do you feel like people just automatically assume that rockers like you or other people in the band that just aren't that smart because they're not pursuing like a normal, I wouldn't say normal, but that other field of job? Or do you think that's not true?
I think within like the ecosystem that we exist in, people think the rockers are probably smart because you got to, write songs and stuff, which is hard to write things,
Have you used Chat GPT to write a song yet?
I've tried. It didn't work very well.
Doesn't have the flavor, the Nathan Hardy flavor.
It doesn't have the flavor for sure. I've even tried to feed it like lines that I already had and stuff, see if it could like work off the lines I've had, but it's just not. I'm not that scared of AI taking over the songwriting industry. Sure.
Bro, also, like, it hasn't lived the life that you've lived to write those lyrics.
Regurgitates things that have already been said and stuff, so it's not going to do anything new or novel or whatever. I feel like.
So my second question is, you're rocking out in your studio in your apartment. How's that working with all the other neighbors? Are they like, can you turn that down?
Sometimes if it's like 3 a.m, my neighbor downstairs will text me and be like, hey, can you stop? Most of the time they're pretty chill about it. They're real chill neighbors.
They're real chill, dude. You just won't turn them in for whatever they got going on.
Exactly.
So you won't rat me, I won't rat you out. So let's talk about again, the perseverance factor. Like, was Microwave the only band that you started, or have you done other bands and it just didn't work out?
I had the high school band Fair's Foul back in the day, and I'm not super. I think my songwriting skills then were way less than they are after doing it for like 15 years. But I wrote those songs and I was like 14 that we played. But yeah, this is the first band that I did. I came home from being a Mormon missionary and started it in 2013. And then if you stuck with it, we're about to put out our 4th album and stuff now. We've toured. We started touring about like 4 months out of the year or so, starting in like 2015. Aside from the pandemic years.
You didn't tour then.
Yeah, there was no touring for a couple years, but all the other years since then, we've been out for like 4 months out of the year and stuff. So it's a lot of work being on tour too, especially when you got to tour in a van. You don't get to sleep a lot and stuff because they'll route the tours. Like the headlining band for a lot of the tours will be in like, they'll like sleep in a bandwagon and have someone who like drives them overnight and stuff.
Mhm.
we're actually about to start doing for the first time this fall or whatever, but we haven't had enough money to do it in the past. And so we were following these tours in a van. So you got to load out at like midnight or 1 a.m. You'll
Oh,
venue, and then you have to be at the next venue the next day at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon to load in and do your stuff. So if you have to drive like 8 hours, it's like you literally can't even sleep for more than like 5 hours. It's like being like deployed in the military or something for like 4 or 5 weeks while you're out. If you're trying to do like a van, if you're trying to be in a van on a bus tour, anyways.
that sounds rough, man. Why
Yeah,
do you
no,
do it?
and we did that. We did that like probably like 9 U.S. tours like that.
What's the benefit of the tour? Is it just getting in front of people and you're like, building your fan base? Do you enjoy playing in front of people, or wouldn't you, it sounds like you should just not do that. Like, what's the benefit?
Yeah, I would for sure if I was to start a band again, I would wait to tour. I would just try to spread the music on the internet first and wait to in the time that we started being a band and stuff, it was still the custom of bands to try to grow the band through touring and everything. Like
Mm.
people hear you at the shows and then become listeners of the band and stuff. But in my experience, the internet is usually where people find music. So I feel like you could just wait, like as opposed to going around and trying to tour and play to like 14 people in a room, like what I mentioned earlier. Like,
Yeah.
you might have found 14 new listeners there, but you could probably find 14 new listeners in like one Instagram post or something that gets
Oh,
shared.
well,
But
bro, we already got 14 people that are listening to this, so I think we got we got you taken.
got 14 new listeners right here.
That's right. That's right. Well,
Did-
hey, so going back, all the time that you spend on the road, if you're able to just maybe market your music or get on more podcasts or do something on the internet, you're saying that you would probably do that versus the touring. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely hard to do those van tours, and especially at the beginning when you play to only a few people in like a house in someone's basement or whatever. I mean, it's fun. It's
Yeah.
definitely fun, but you end up, you have to party every night just to get by because everyone around you is partying.
So
So it's
every night you're partying, and you're
by,
like, some nights you might not want to party, but that's what everybody's doing.
by like week 2, you're like exhausted because you're just like I can't party anymore.
I partied too hard and I got to rock out. I remember I went to one of your shows and I could barely understand a word you were saying up there. And I think you were partying too hard the
I
night
think
before, dude.
you came to a show that I partied particularly hard that day. One of the hardest I've ever partied.
Yeah, you're like, dude.
That wasn't the best show that we ever played, that's for sure. I think we sound a lot better now than we did. That also is a thing that will come from doing a bunch of touring that maybe you don't get if you just try to spread the music on the internet, is you just get the exercise of playing a bunch. After there's like the Malcolm Gladwell book that has like the 10,000 hour rule or whatever. Like if you spend that much time at any activity, then you'll become a master of it or whatever.
Bro, that's so true, though. It's so true.
Toured for 10,000 hours now, so I've played live a lot now. So
Yeah.
I'm not as nervous to play live anymore and stuff, and I feel more like relaxed on stage and can do a little better with my singing and whatnot.
Yeah, man. So I've been listening to a book called Fearvana. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but it basically says that like people, the fear or the anxiety before performing or doing anything actually helps you. That fear and that feeling actually helps you perform like better,
Yep.
because you're like, I think he gave an example of like an NBA player that like threw up before every game, but every game he would just go crush it, right? Because his body was like getting him his adrenaline going and like getting ready for the event. And then one day he was like, I think actually it was for a couple weeks, he just like would zone everything out and he wouldn't think about it, and he'd just go out and play without like psyching himself up or thinking about it, and he just sucked, and it was like he was terrible at it. And they basically said that like the fear and the anxiety that we feel gets us prepared to freaking rock out. So it might be a good thing, but unfortunate that you got to face it.
I always have to go pee like 5 times in like the half hour before we play. I'm like, it's like a nervous,
Oh,
I'm always real nervous. And then you step out, and after like song 2 or 3, when you can tell that there's no sound issues and stuff, it's like, yeah, I can finally like relax and whatever.
well, that's mad respect, dude, to put yourself in that situation continuously, that you're like, I'm going to feel this anxiety. A lot of people, like when they feel like that or that nervous, they give up. They're like, I don't like this. I felt the same way when I wrestled. I'd be like, oh shoot, I got all these people watching, I'm nervous, I might get pinned. And then as soon as the lights come on or the whistle starts, you're like, it's all gone, right?
Right, yeah. feeling like if you go for a run, like while you're running, you're kind of like, man, this is really stressful, but you feel really good after the run's over. Like I always feel really good after we play if we played well and everything. That's when I get reward of playing. But like while I'm playing, it's like I gotta concentrate super hard to do what I'm doing. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking and stressful or whatever, but it's a good stress, I think. Like if
of
you
course.
gotta stress yourself out sometimes in order to do things worthwhile.
No, it's so true. It's so true, man. I think a lot of people that try to avoid those difficult things and not trying to progress in their life, like they don't have that meaning, right? They don't feel like waking up every morning. But you're like, man, I know this is gonna suck, but it's gonna be worth it. Same thing with business, right? Like I'm doing a business, and a lot of people might be like, "Oh, he's doing great." It's like, dude, this is hard work. Whether you made it or not, you always got to keep going and progressing. And it's probably kind of the same thing with your band and also with your sound equipment stuff. Like, it took time. You're continuously progressing. It's not worth it if it wasn't hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell the audience a little bit about your craziest show event. I want to know, like, was there anything that happened that was just wild, where you just sat back and you're like, what's going on, like at one of your shows?
There's been cool tours that we've gotten to do where I'm like, if we never get to do another tour, or if we never become any bigger as a band, at least I got to do that tour I just did or whatever. Did Warped Tour in 2017 and toured with Jimmy Eat World, if you know that band. In 2018, which is one of my favorite bands, like that got me playing the style of music that I play and everything.
Really?
That was cool to be able to tour with, my influences.
Did you get tight with them, or was it not really like you get to hang out with them?
They've been a band for a long time. Like their big album was like 2002, I think, with like the radio hit songs, like "It Just Takes Some Time, Little Girl, You're in the Middle of the."
Love to say that. It's a great song.
Yeah, that song's sick. So they've been touring since then. So by the time we toured with them, it had been like 18, 20, 25 years or something to touring. So they've toured with a lot of bands, and they were in a bus too. There were a few nights, like the last night in Austin, Texas, at Stubbs, where they were out chilling and stuff. And it was cool to be able to chill with them too. Yeah.
Are you able to fanboy a little bit? Like, hey, can I get an autograph, or is that weird?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
You gotta be a pro, you gotta put off that pro.
Like when people aren't looking, you're like, hey man, will you sign this for me real quick? He's like, all right, bro. So let's talk about what you're trying to accomplish. Cause a lot of people, when they start something, they have a goal in mind. What's your goal? Are you trying to play at a specific place, release a certain amount of albums? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
I think just trying to see how far we can take it now. Just like see how big of an audience we grow and how dope of songs we can make. I'm for sure focused on trying to write songs and try to write songs that are better than previous songs and whatnot. Trying to see where we can take the music and whatnot. Like see what kind of sounds we can make. And we have like higher energy music and more chill music. We have a pretty wide range, and it's rewarding to me to find new things where it's like, I like that too. How that sounds. Like, it doesn't sound quite like what we've done in the past or whatever. That's a fun element of it for sure. Like it's not a job where you do the same thing every day. It is changing. Each song that I write is always a different songwriting process and everything. Like what layers it starts with, or lyrics or not.
Sounds like a lot of work goes into that.
A lot of work goes into that, but it's also rewarding, fun work.
So let me ask you this: if you found out like a certain style that people loved and it got you so famous, but you didn't like playing it, would you play it?
I think it depends on how much they're paying you to play it.
Yes, it's true.
I think a lot of people feel that way too. I mean, I think that there's a lot of artists that are like, that have been doing it for a long time that probably wouldn't keep doing it if it wasn't also a source of income and whatnot.
Of course, that makes sense.
But like, so far I also just enjoy playing the songs, just to be out and with the people, if you will. You know?
Yes. Okay. So the goal is to see how far you guys can go. Is there a certain time that you want to do it forever, bro? What's
until I think of something better to do, I guess. I haven't thought of anything better to do yet.
Yeah, man. I
I
mean, you
don't
got the skill.
I don't have a time limit per se, but there is other stuff that I'm trying to explore doing too. Like I think I might go work on a boat in Alaska next summer and fish.
Really? Really?
It's a dope job too, and I rig now too. Like I work at a state farm arena in Atlanta, and we like hang motors from the rafters to that hold up like the lighting truss and the speakers and stuff
Oh, got it. Got it.
for like the big shows at arenas.
Hmm.
So you're up in the air like 150 feet, whatever, and you drop down a rope. It's not quite 150 feet, but it's pretty.
Wow.
I think it might be actually.
Is that the job that you told me you got with the W-2 income? Is that the one?
Or no, that's also like a
1099?
self-employment job. Yeah.
Got it.
All of my jobs are, yeah, I work for myself for all of them.
Yeah, doesn't that suck how like you're 1099 and then it's so hard to get qualified for a loan?
Yeah, because you try to write off all
Oh yeah.
you and
You're-
make
Yeah, you write off that whole van, everything you can, that every expense.
oh yeah.
Dude, so I'm curious. You've done the research, you've spent the time, but what makes someone be successful in music versus another? Like, for example, I've listened to your music, great music. I like it. Other people that I say get the fame or like make it, right? They're not as good. What makes that happen? Is it just getting discovered in a random basement? What happens?
I think it just some music just makes the connection with people, and it's always hard. There's a lot of different kinds of people and everything, and there's a lot of ways that your band can become popular too. Like no two artists success stories are the same or whatever. Like you got some people who made a song and it blew up on Twitter, and then all of a sudden they're doing really well and stuff. Or there's people that build the band, like Modest Mouse is an example, where they played small shows for like 10 years before they did anything,
Really?
before they had like, big success or whatever.
The formula, it's not like a hey, do X, get do this and get that.
Formula that is like a universal thing. It depends on the artist, which is I think part of why it's cool. I mean, it's like in a way, like if you start any like small business, like a hot dog stand or whatever, or like a vegan fried chicken place, or like if you want to grow your business, or like the path to becoming successful and opening more restaurants, there's like a lot of different ways you can do it. You can sell it as a franchise to like a big company, or you can like open your own locations, and you sort of like define how you want to do it. It's a really like a case by case basis kind of thing.
No, that totally makes sense. Because I didn't know if there was like something where it's like, hey, do this, like do enough podcasts or do enough stuff, and then you'll get noticed. But
yeah, no, there's always new trends that people will be like, oh, you got to be on TikTok and this. But I think ultimately, a lot of times your music spreads through word of mouth and everything. And which I mean is for sure charged. A lot of people hear about stuff on the internet now through
Right.
TikTok, Instagram, and whatever.
So are you on all those platforms? On all, like every platform there is, TikTok, Instagram?
That hasn't really been our biggest place where we've found people. We actually have just kind of grown through playing a bunch of shows and stuff over time, and through like word of mouth. I think that's probably still the main way that you gain like actual real fans of a band is through people that like find the music on Spotify or whatever and just like really enjoy it and listen to it a lot and stuff. And those are the kind of people that will come to shows for forever and whatever. Like they make it so you have like an actual solid long-term career or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that had like a hit single but then stopped being an artist or whatever like a few years later, like throughout history.
Biz Markie, bro.
Biz Markie. All through the 2000s there was a bunch of the rock hits. It's hard to get to the top and to build your band or whatever, and it's even harder, I've heard, to stay there. You gotta keep making, like, if you're not getting better you're getting worse. So if you don't just like keep working really hard and keep trying to like write better songs and stuff, you're gonna wear it. And that's also stressful because if you work too hard you'll get burnt out. So you find that balance, and that's a really hard balance to find for sure.
Wow, you're dropping some gems that I think like correlate and they go throughout all business, bro, or all endeavors that people try to do, because you're saying it's hard to get to the top. It's hard to stay at the top.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of the same thing with real estate. Like, yeah, bro, you might get to the top, but if you don't continue sharpening your skills, the environment and the market changes all the time. So if you get used to like one lead source or you get used to one style, it might not work in a couple. Like, I'll give you an example, like RVM, ringless voicemail. Have you ever gotten a voicemail on your phone where you're like, I didn't get a call, and someone's just like left you a voicemail? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
So that's a lead strategy that a lot of people used to do. They would just, it's called ringless voicemails. They would just drop tons of voicemails on people's phones saying, hey, call me back. I want us to buy your house. But that's like, now if you get caught, you get freaking wrecked. And not a lot of people do it because it's against the law.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, you can litigation, they can come at you and be like, hey, you know, you're not allowed to do that. So it's just interesting. Like, if that was your play and that you rocked it and you crushed it for like however long, but that's all you knew how to do and you dipped, you ain't surviving.
That makes sense too. Yeah.
It's crazy. You got to be on the top of your game always, man.
You have to push yourself and try different things and stuff. Because otherwise you'll become like how everyone views old people, where you can't adapt anymore. So you're just like, well, how do I use my phone? It's like, come on, old man.
Come on, old man. You know how to do this. Yeah, man. I think that's the truth. So that's why I respect your journey. And that's why I want to bring you on here is, you know, the constant progression, constant trying to be the best. And the fact that you like what you do helps you do that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that might be maybe talented and maybe hit it once, but they don't keep it going and they're gone.
It's a lot of work too. A lot of people think that they're going to feel like the reward from having success of people listening to their music and stuff. And the reward is cool, but you have to be like self-motivated for sure to do the amount of work that's required to like keep doing it. Because even after, you know, you start to sell out shows and stuff, there's just a lot of behind the scenes, like merch ordering stuff. You got to keep making new merch designs because that's the main source of income and stuff. And there's a lot of, you got to practice a lot, you know. It's just a lot of work, you know. What
kept you going this whole time? I mean, you've been rocking since 5th grade. So what's kept you, you know, motivated, that self-motivation this whole time?
Love music, I think, mostly. I got lucky and I found something that I would do even if I wasn't getting paid for it. And I've done a lot not getting paid for it. I've put in a lot of time doing it and not getting paid for it already. So I feel like yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. You found something you like to do, even if you don't get paid. For example, bro, for me, like, I like helping people and working with people and getting people together. And I've thrown a couple events like at my monthly meetup and no one shows up and I'm just chilling there. I'm like, hi, bro. So it's like, it's true. Like, if I didn't like what I did, I'd probably be like, I'm out, man, this sucks. But not like it. One person shows up, let's hang out. Well, bro, what can you leave the listeners from Investor Thrive with? Give us a golden nugget. You've been dropping some good stuff, but give us like one tip, one advice that they can apply in their lives.
It's not what you do, it's how you do it. All the time. Universally applies. People are like, oh, I got an idea, we can do this. And it's like, it could be a good idea, it could be a bad idea. And it's like, all ideas, it could be a good idea or a bad idea. It's just how you execute it, you know? Like, in most situations, it's not what you say, it's like how you say it and stuff, you know.
Bro, I love it. So say it one more time.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Dude, one of my favorite quotes is from a book that I just read. It's ideas are easy, execution is everything. So everybody's got an idea. That's easy to be like, hey, this is a good idea. But execution is difficult. It's the same thing, right? It's not like anybody can say anything, but it's how you do it. And that's the business, bro. So many people, hey, man, I got this great idea. It's like, dude, hey, throw it in with all the other ideas. Can you get it done? Can you do it?
That's it for sure.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Well, dude, always a pleasure to hang out with you. I'm sorry we weren't able to hang out when I just had a baby and you came into town. But are you gonna be back? Are you gonna be back in Utah anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm gonna be back in Salt Lake with Menzingers. We have a tour that starts like early November and gonna come through Salt Lake again. I think we're playing Salt Lake in like mid-November, so we should chill.
Yeah, let's chill. And I'd love to go and rock out with you, man. Support you out there. Buy some merch. I didn't know merch was the key, dude. You're saying
merch is definitely the main source of income for artists, I think.
Really?
I mean, yeah, mostly, yeah. You sell merch online and stuff too, and sell merch at shows.
Bro, I need to rock your merch.
Playing shows from merchandise than from like what the venue play like what the guarantee is from the venue or whatever, for
No.
sure.
Okay, well, you guys heard it here first. You want to support Nathan Hardy, buy some merch.
That's right. Hit up the link tree on our at Microwave ATL on Instagram.
I'm gonna pull it up right now just so everyone knows what it looks like. Let's see. So it's Microwave ATL, is that right?
That's right.
53,000 followers, bro. Nice,
bro.
You're going strong, dude. Did all those 50 would that be awesome? Well, I mean, obviously this is a dumb question, but have 53,000 people bought merch yet, or do they all need to step up?
It's possible. I don't know.
We need to run a campaign to everyone here and just say, everyone just buy one shirt, just buy one hat or whatever.
One Microwave shirt until I'm rich.
So this is everybody. You can go here
until I thrive, you know.
Hey, invest until you thrive. Let's do it. Let's look at this. So you got the link tree. Where do you buy a shirt? You got merch.
Got merch there.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff, man. The Blunt Man T-shirt. What's that? That's cool. Oh, he's a blunt. He's smoking a blunt. Is that one?
For sure, because that's the name of the game. You gotta be finding cool merch designers. We got guys in Spain and all over the place. They're sound checking now, so we got louder.
Oh yeah, man. Well, hey, everybody, like, check out his merch. Nate, I'm gonna buy some merch. Probably just wait till you get here so I can just buy. What's actually better, to buy it at the concert you play or buy it online?
Honestly, maybe online, because there's merch cuts at venues and stuff. But it doesn't really matter either way. It's not that.
Dude, I like this one with the dead rabbit. That was dope.
Classic design.
Let me ask you this, because this is important. Are the shirts good quality, or are they like that Gildan trash?
For sure, we get high quality shirts and stuff. Well, there's a lot of different. Gildan makes a lot of different shirt
styles. Yeah.
So they do have some quality ones. I think a lot of it is on Gildan. We got some of it's on the Comfort colors. The tie-dye shirts are something else, which is they're really nice too.
Yeah, you're right. Gildan obviously has different tiers, but I got a shirt back in the day, and I just like their brand basic one, and I washed it, and I'm like, dang, this thing just feels like sandpaper now.
Yeah, we're more or less just a shirt company, and the music is emotional. Like it's just for the marketing of the merch, you know.
Bro, I'd never thought of that, but yeah, you guys just run a sick shirt company and you play music to get people to buy the shirts. Now that's a model. Now that's a business model.
That is how you do it. Like, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
What's that place? H&M or something? They just start a band, the H&M band.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of like H&M and other places have been selling shirts that look like band shirts and stuff, and just say something cool on them.
Dude, they're trying to cut you out, bro.
Courage, and it'll make it look like a band and they use the same types of styles as they'll have on band shirts and everything.
They're trying to cut you out.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, again, a pleasure. And everybody that's watching this or will watch this, go on over to Microwave ATL on Instagram. Go buy a shirt. Help my brother out.
Thank you, bro.
Always a pleasure, Nathan. Thank you, brother.
Always a pleasure, Nathan.
That's right. Later, bro.